I'm fascinated by the defensive line rotation and what the philosophy is, what you think you get out of making so many changes up front, even during the series from one play to the next.
Our substitution is it's a pretty standard practice, at least with me over my years. It depends on your coordinator. Some coordinators don't like to substitute. Last place I was at, they didn't want to do it. It was a coordinated deal, a situational deal. But here, with Coach Pendergrass, he wants our guys fresh, which is I'm all on board for that. So any chance we get to get a fresh set of guys in there, we will. It's crazy because I went to my first NFL game. I watched the Chargers and the Seahawks play, and it's amazing how the Seahawks rotate their defensive line, but it showed throughout the game. So that was a goal for us this year. I know for Coach Pendergrass, substitution was an issue, but I'm so used to doing it that way. It's second nature to me. So it was good. I kept the guys fresh. I think after balancing out the numbers or looking at the numbers, I think there's ways we can balance the play even more to keep guys fresh. So that's something, it's a work in progress, but I think in the next couple games we should get it down solid.
How do you perfect the communication to make sure that those changes are executed properly and everyone knows where they're going and who's replacing them?
That's a good question. During practice, we practice it during practice. When a guy goes in, he's not yelling for the person he's taking out. He's not yelling for him when he's running out. When he gets to the numbers or he gets to the hash, he starts yelling at the specific person he's taking out. And you have to make eye contact. You have to make physical eye contact. You have to make eye contact with him and make sure he sees you and say, hey, Drake, you're out. And you point to him, and then we make the switch that way. And it's usually a lot tougher. When you do wholesale changes, there's a lot of confusion. And like I said, each guy knows which person he's taking out. So there is no substitution errors. So that we practice that a lot. Myself, Coach Nansen, we'll do some walkthroughs together and get that thing done.
You'll also go, though, from 4 down to bringing an outside linebacker in or even moving Christian around. How quick do you have to make that call between plays?
I think by down and distance, and then depending on the personnel, the offensive personnel, is what determines that as I'm listening on the headsets. But the down and distance pretty much tells me what's probably coming up next. So I'll have Coach DeForest's outside linebackers next to me and say, hey, Trojan, be ready, or Greyhound, be ready. Whatever package we're in, we'll have it ready, and then send those guys in. Now, sending people in, it depends on whether the offense is subbing or not, and then there's other factors in substitutions. If it's near hash, you never want to sub when it's on their when it's on a far hash.
And is that you making that call, or is that Clancy? Or
that's my call. But we have to make sure we have, like I said, iron cross. It's got to be a substitution situation or near hash situation. And if it's not, then boys, you got to suck it up. And that's what I tell them.
In this particular game, if you knew that you could have one thing be excellent, and whether it be stopping the run or getting to the quarterback, you had to pick one, what would you prefer?
Always stopping the run. I'm the D-line coach, so always stopping the run is the number one goal. And that's what we all know. Stanford prides himself in the run game. And people can say what they want about Stanford's offensive line being fresh, new. That's David Shaw. Coach Shaw is a master offensive mind. So whatever situation they're in, he'll have them ready. And so we got to take that approach. Whether it's the starter, an All-American that's in there, or the number 2 or number 3 offensive lineman in there, we take the same approach. There's no, hey, we got it made because they got backup. There's no way. We're playing Stanford. They recruit to their strength, which is the O-line. And so we know whoever it is a challenge. So stopping the run's going to be the number one goal. And then when we have an opportunity to get to the passer, we got to do a better job of wrapping up the passer. Right. My man Drake he was in the backfield the whole time, but he couldn't finish, and it's hard because we don't work on that during the season. But we try and do some drills on it, but it's never the same until you get live reps. And I think these guys got their feet wet, and so I think this next game, if there's an opportunity, I think we'll capitalize a little bit more on that.
Along those lines, stopping the run, were you a little bit frustrated with Saturday night?
No.
No?
No, I wasn't frustrated at all. I thought the guys played hard. I thought, I can't control what happens on the perimeter. I can't control that. I can control what happens when the quarterback's running around. But, you know, most of those yards, it's not like, I mean, you got to tell me, did any running back over 100 yards? I don't think so. I don't think a running back would have.
The quarterback got 80.
He got
yeah.
80 yards, but that was, you know, scrambling around. You know, he did run the zone read. Again, everybody has different responsibilities. You know, selfishly, my deal is we're playing from C gap to C gap. Anything outside, I can't control it because I'm either spilling, boxing, or playing ABC gaps. So, in that regards, I think the D-line did a really good job. And like I said, I think their effort was outstanding. It showed up. You know, it's multiple times where we, you know, in practice last week or the weeks before, you guys got like Marlon, Jay, Peely. They're just sprinting to the ball, whether it's a run or pass. And I told them in meetings, I said, hey, this is going to show up in the game. And sure enough, what does Marlon do? He sprints down the field. He hits that quarterback, balls out, and it's a turnover. So, you know, they got rewarded in the game for their effort. And that's something, you don't need talent to do that. That's right here, and that's us pushing them. So I was pleased with that. You know, so like I said, the one thing we got to clean up is our corralling the quarterback.
What do you tell Drake when he has a game like that where he's obviously getting into the backfield a lot, but he's just not finishing? I mean, is that an encouraging result for him when you're talking about it's his first game as a freshman?
No, it's encouraging. Yeah. You don't know what I want. I told him on the sideline, but he just got to finish. You know, he got. You can see it on film. He's so anxious and he's trying so hard that he slips by. You know what I mean? So he'll like I said earlier. I think these guys got their feet wet. They know the feel of the tempo and angles of the quarterback, and that's something we can't work on during the season, during camp. We can do all the drills we want, but there's nothing like taking live reps. And I feel confident as the season goes on, they'll get a better feel of it, and I think we'll be okay.
You're never going to get to tackle the quarterback.
No, it's baloney. Yeah. There's a few places we got to tackle the quarterback. A couple places I coached, which helped. But yeah.
No candidates here.
Yeah.
Your quarterback.
No.
Let's do one more.
What did Nick Figueroa show you in his first action?
You know what? Nick Figueroa showed me that he can go in there, he can manage the backup role for Jay, and then I think Nick's capable of playing some end also for us. But there's a few of those guys, not just Nick. There's a few of those guys: Nick, Brandon, Caleb when he's healthy, Connor, but more so Caleb, that's going to have to play defensive 3 technique and defensive end, just to help with rotation and just build a little bit more depth there. So, but Nick did a good job. He went in, held his own first D1 game. You know, I know he played. I don't know he played before that, but it was good. It was good. I know he was excited, like the rest of the boys. He played hard. So, pleased with Nick. That's good.
Thank you, Coach.